Hi, I'm Kirsten McDade, Pollution Prevention Specialist with Resources. Here we are at Harris Avenue Shipyard. We're going to start a virtual tour of this toxic cleanup site.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Hines, Lead Scientist, North-South Beekeeper at Resources, and let's get started on our tour, shall we?
Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour. Harris Avenue Shipyard is one of 12 toxic cleanup sites in Bellingham and is the most southern site. It is located on public land owned by the Port of Bellingham that is situated behind these locked gates underneath the large Fairhaven Shipyard sign. We were given permission by the port to get video footage from inside these gates to allow you all to get a peek of this otherwise inaccessible site. Normally we would be hosting a live tour, but alas, to stay safe and healthy during the COVID pandemic, we are offering a virtual tour instead. So what is the purpose of this tour? Well, it is to give you an overview of how this site became contaminated, and with what contaminants, what the plan for cleaning it up looks like, and most importantly, to encourage you to submit a public comment on the proposed cleanup strategy, which is called a Draft Cleanup Action Plan, or DCAP for short. The comment period is open from December 7th to January 20th. Looking at the virtual tour map, most of the tour stops are located within private property. These are the red numbered circles. Click on a numbered circle to open up the tour stop and click again on the image to watch a video. You can use earphones to better hear or read the full script that is also provided. At Tour Stop 2, Eleanor will go over the Model Toxics Control Act and Sediment Management Standards, which governs how these sites are cleaned up. Stop 3 is an interview with Brian Gurin from the Port of Bellingham, discussing the cleanup that has already taken place called an interim action. Stops 4 and 5 are interviews with John Gunther from the Department of Ecology, who will explain the cleanup plans for the upland soils, groundwater, and marine sediments. Lastly, on Tour Stop 6, Ian Foley, also with the Department of Ecology, will explain how the public process works and how you can add your voice to this cleanup plan. In addition to the tour stops, we have also included some vantage points in which you can get a peek inside the site if you want to come down to Fairhaven and check it out. These are the 3 yellow tags. One of the best views of the site is by water, if you are feeling adventurous. Since time immemorial, this region has been inhabited by the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Lummi and Nooksack tribes. These lands are their homes and harvesting grounds, as well as spiritual places. Let's now take a moment to see how this site has been transformed from the once rugged and wild shoreline to an industrial boatyard we see today. The land where the Harris Avenue Shipyard currently resides was formerly known as Dead Man's Bluff, Graveyard Point, among other names. In the late 1800s, this area was regraded to create Harris Avenue and a place that became known as Commercial Point. In addition, a series of tide land dredging and fill events expanded the upland area from 1 acre to 5. Throughout the 1900s, this area was used for marine trade industries, predominantly shipbuilding, maintenance, and repair. Pacific American Fisheries was one of the most prominent occupants of this site. It built some very large and impressive wooden steamships. Some of the typical operations that occurred at this site included blasting and repainting, rebuilding and installing machinery, solvent, detergent, and steam cleaning, and repairing propellers and rudders. A marine rail system that is still functional today is located on the site that is used to transport boats in and out of the water. In addition, a 100,000-gallon above-ground storage tank that stored ship fuel was also present on the site. Over 100 years' worth of marine-related industry has left behind contamination that poses a threat to human health and the environment. Specifically, the upland soils and groundwater are contaminated with metals and petroleum hydrocarbons, including those are carcinogenic. And the marine sediment is contaminated with metals, polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, organic compounds, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and semi-volatile organic compounds. Some of this contamination has already been cleaned up during an interim action that took place from 2017 to 2018. The remaining will be cleaned up in the near future as laid out in the Draft Cleanup Action Plan that is now out for public review. Thank you for taking the time to listen or read about this cleanup site, and I hope you stay tuned to watch the other videos in this tour. This tour is hosted by Resources under a public participation grant awarded to us by the Department of Ecology, where we aim to elevate your knowledge about the Model Toxics Control Act so you can have your voice heard in this public process.